Welcome back to episode 2 of flipping and trading up cars until I can afford my dream car. In the last episode, we picked up a Fiesta ST, and it turns out that the engine was blown. It had 0 compression in 2 cylinders, so I wasn't sure where to go from there. After doing some research, pretty much came to the conclusion that time is money, and not everyone's gonna be willing to do an engine swap for the first flip. So that being said, we did take a little bit of a loss, and we sold the Fiesta ST for $3,000 a couple days later. Well, just like that, Fiesta ST is now gone, guys. It's sold and it is out of my hair, and we will move on. We'll keep pushing. Minor setback for a major comeback, I hope. We'll see. Stay tuned, but yep, Fiesta is sold, so let's get back on Facebook and start looking around. So that leads us to today, where we just picked up the second car in this flip series. Back to the roots. I know you guys are gonna be excited about this one. Our 1996 Honda Civic just pulled up to the shop. Let's check it out. Picked this thing up from a subscriber on Instagram for $500. It is a running and driving 160,000 mile, 5-speed manual, 1996 Honda Civic. I'm gonna challenge myself to stay under $1,000 complete budget for this thing. So far, we spent $500 on the car, and I was able to send Dave out to go pick it up for me for $250. So that leaves us with $250 to pretty much bring this car back to life. We're gonna have to be pretty picky and choosy on what we do so that we can get the max profit out of this car. Once we do that, we should be able to be back in the green, and then we'll continue to move forward. Let me start off by showing you guys pretty much everything wrong with this car, and then we'll get to work. For starters, it is very filthy, so it's definitely gonna need a good detail inside and out. The whole front end is mismatched, so we're gonna have to paint that up for cheap. We'll paint this front grille black. We need the whole side molding trims for this side. The door handle is broken here. The interior is pretty clean all around, just needs a good detail. Some stickers to remove, some more stickers to remove here, some more stickers to remove here. I believe he said we do have a leaking brake line, so we'll have to figure out where that is and try to repair that. While we're down here, we do have suspension. I think it is some cheap coilovers. As far as the engine goes, everything works as it should. We just need a new battery. You saw it pull in, but we did have to jump start it. So I think that battery is dead. We can probably start off by testing the voltage, see if we can get it recharged, or if we're gonna need a new one there. Let's check the voltage on this battery. Put it on positive and negative, and we have 11.9 volts to this battery. So we're gonna bring it over to a local auto parts store, and they will recharge batteries for you. So let's start there. We just got the battery back. They charged it up. They said it won't be 100%. We'll see if it worked or not. In case we do need a new battery, I did pick one up, but let's chuck this in and see if it fixed it. Looks like that did the job. Heck yeah. Save money on that battery. Well, we are under the car, and this is pretty much the worst of it. We got the exhaust. I just found out. So I heard something was scraping on the way in, but the exhaust section is rusted away from the back muffler portion. So, and we are removing the back muffler section, and we'll leave it like that for the next owner to figure out, because this is a quick budget DIY flip. So for now, we need this thing to run and drive and move, and I'm not gonna go and zip tie this up and pretend like it's all fixed. I'm gonna remove this section here. So let's get this muffler out. All right, folks, it is time to wash this piggy up. Let's go. Car is all cleaned up. It has been running for about an hour and is running like a top so far, so no issues there. And like I said, it's cleaned up, so let's bring it back into the shop and jump on to the next thing.
it'll come off, right? But it'll start flaking. You can see it, like, see how it's hard? Like crunchy, it's like falling apart. Take your hand without even using the razor and just peel it off now. Magic. Do you believe in magic? Any
found this cheap blackout tape at AutoZone. It was about $10, and we're gonna be keeping it super simple with this car. As you guys know, this is not gonna be a long-term or crazy build. Very simple, very easy, very budget. I could not find this trim anywhere, and when I did, it was like $100, $150, and that's just too much for this budget. So, $10 blackout tape it is. Like I said, we are not overcomplicating this build. We got some blackout tape. Let's open it up. Take it like that. We're gonna line it up with the bottom. I don't think it gets much better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do the rest of the door here, and then take a step back and see what it looks like. Okay, that trim is all done. I really don't think that looks too bad, guys, for about $10. You can't beat that, and it looks way better than, you know, all the holes in the missing trim piece. So with this paint job coming along and that trim job, that looks pretty sweet. Next, let's run along this theme of the trim and restore this plastic down here a little bit. Right here is something we did before, and it is very controversial, but I do not care because it's a cheap, quick flip, budget ideas for you guys. So stay tuned, check it out. We got a torch, and we have some Meguiar's back to black trim restorer. So we're gonna torch it first with this here. I'll show you guys how it works if you haven't seen it before. And it's gonna bring the oils back up, and it's gonna make the trim look better. And then we're gonna seal it up with this stuff right here. And that should last for a good bit and look way better. So check it out. All right, that side is done. Let's jump onto the other side. We just have the bottom side skirt there. We also just really quick wrap this handle with that black $10 trim piece or trim blackout tape. So super easy, just threw it over it, slapped it on, cut around the edge, and now that handle matches the other side. And last step before we take those photos and post it up, which I'll show you a little bit more about. I used to not tire shine, but now I've been starting to really like it. You literally just spray it on and that's it. No need to rub it or move it around. So this stuff is awesome. Let's apply this and then we'll start taking some photos of the car. So before we do all the photos, the car is wrapped up. I think it looks amazing compared to what it came in here looking like. Again, very cheap, effective, budget-minded repairs and modifications. Doesn't need to be prolonged and drawn out, and especially on a cheap, easy car like this to make it look good. And yeah, the paint doesn't match perfectly, but it looks way better than it did. So I'm not gonna go super in-depth about taking photos of the car for Facebook, but pretty self-explanatory. Make sure it's good lighting, make sure the car is clean, and get good angles. I'm putting my phone in 1x1 mode because that is what Facebook likes. So to avoid having to crop everything, we just go 1x1 and then I'm in 0.5 so I can get the whole car in frame and then go ahead and take as much angles as possible. I usually like to park my cars kind of like a quarter angle like this and then get it from the front, turn your wheel away from the car, and we'll pop up the lighting a little bit here. It is a little bit dark, but let's go ahead and take that. And you want to get this as your cover photo, and then go ahead all around the car and take a bunch of photos. And then once we get all the photos, I'll show you guys posting it up, how much we're going to list it for, and the rest of the details. So let's go over the finances that we spent on this Honda Civic so far. We bought the car for $500. Like I said, I picked this car up from a subscriber that wanted to sell it for cheap. It sat in the back of his yard, pretty much abandoned for a little while, and he wanted to get rid of it. So we picked it up, he sold it to us for $500. We needed the car towed and went and picked up and then brought back to the shop and then diagnosed while it was there. So I paid my buddy to do that. That was $250. For reference, I would have spent $250 to go pick it up myself with the U-Haul, so might as well have spent that money and included a diagnosis with that. So far we're up to $750. Then let me run down the list. We spent $10 on the wiper, $10 on the blackout tape, $25 on the new door handle, $30 on 2 cans of silver paint, and then about $50 on primer and some other miscellaneous paint items and prep stuff for that paint job. So that leaves us with a grand total of $875 into this Honda Civic. I posted it up on Facebook Marketplace for $2,500 for sale or trade of an item or a vehicle of similar value. Let me show you the listing real quick. As you can see, we listed it here for $2,500. Here's the description: for sale or trade of similar value, runs and drives, sitting on coilovers, aftermarket wheels, so it would need to be towed, and the brake lights stay on. So those are the two things that we didn't address. Hopefully we can sell it quick without having to mess with them, but we will see. I'll keep you guys updated. So the car is listed. Now we wait and see, and we start shopping for the next flip and or trade. So stay tuned. I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you for watching, viewing, liking. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments what you think about this one. Again, very cheap, easy, quick budget transformation on this one. If you guys are interested, let me know. Listing is down in the description, and you can see if it's sold or if it's still available. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.